Keep it going for everybody y'all seen tonight, y'all. Yeah, Scott, you said you had the multicultural or multilingual, and you named all the languages, and I actually speak another language on the bus too called Don't Touch Me. Get the fuck back. And I mean every word of it. Bus drivers, y'all are either the nicest undercover bully or a regular bully, okay? Because bus drivers, you will be like, hi, I don't have the money, and they'll be like, the bus is $175, okay? Now get on here. Or they'll be like, you know, or they're, either way, you get on that bus because they don't put you off the bus. And they only do that to regular people because bums go right past the bus driver. And they don't ask them shit. I used to be such a snob when I had a car. You know, I was like, I will never be riding that bed bug raptor. I will never. And now I actually love catching the bus because, you know, it's not as stressful. And it's great entertainment on the bus, you know what I'm saying? Somebody's slapping the baby, somebody's tongue kissing the dog. It's amazing, you know what I'm saying? I just absolutely love it. I don't get any like long stories on the bus. I get a lot of like short stories on the bus. Like, you know, one day I get off to catch the Dash, which is like the lowest form of the bus, you know? The Dash is aspiring to be the Metro, you know? But this white man is over there, and I hear him saying nigger to somebody, like either a white person or like some kind of yellow person, either Asian or fucking some kind of yellow person. And you know, I'm not affected. Like when I hear the word nigger, I'm not affected at all because the only power you can give nigga is when you are affected, you know? So, but anyway, he sees me and he's feeding to say nigga to somebody, you know? So, you know, of course he sees me and he's been stabbed. And, you know, he is bleeding all through, like all on this side, you know, some niggas already got him, you know what I'm saying? And he says to me, he was like, this nigger just stabbed me, you know? And he wasn't a regular nigga. He wasn't a Motown nigga. He was some kind of other nigga, you know. So I just stood there and I looked at him and I didn't say shit. And then he stepped in the street and got hit by the bus. So I was like, actually, he didn't get hit by the bus. I just added that into the story. But he almost got hit by the bus. But I wouldn't want to see that, you know, for my own good energy. So I ride the bus late a lot because I do comedy. So it's always like one something. And then I live way in Lakeview Terrace. So this guy mentioned like Rodney King getting beat in his poem. And Pacoima is like the next neighborhood over. That's actually where Rodney King got his ass whipped, you know? And so anyway, so it's like always like a 2-hour bus ride from wherever I am. You know, this from right here, it'll be like 2 hours and 15 minutes or whatever. So coming from a show, you know, I just realized that I got to get off at a certain stop where I missed my connection. So the good thing, what I love riding the bus is all my connections. I can like smoke weed, you know, while I'm waiting on the bus to come. So now I'm like really, you know, I'm chilling because I'm like, hey, smoke weed, hey, what's going on? So I'm like, hey, I can smoke weed, I can chill, I can just be listening to my music, whatever, you know. So one night I missed my connection because I didn't know to get off at this stop at first. And then the next bus, I had to wait for like an hour. So, you know, when you wait for an hour at nighttime on the bus, you pee on a lot of dark streets. You know what I'm saying? It's nowhere to take a piss at. You know what I'm saying? I got a 44-year-old bladder. It's time to let this shit out. Okay, guys? And that's what it is, okay? Whoever loves brown ass, here it goes, guys, because she's out in the wind, and that's what it is. I got 1 hour, and the thing is, I got an hour to wait, and then I got an hour on the bus ride to get home from the connection. I'm like, fuck that shit, okay? About to pee. And then the bus comes, okay, and I am so glad to see the bus. Like, oh damn, it's, you know, it's the one night it's cold out in LA, so I'm waiting on the bus and shit, you know, and I get on the bus, and it is fucking crowded at 2 a.m. him. So I have an instant attitude because I'm used to like getting on the bus, you know, after I smoke my weed, listen to the music, I'm ready to fall asleep and shit. I ride to the last stop, so I'm just using like, you know, I'm using the man be like, last stop, okay, but it's like fucking crowded, so I guess one of the buses didn't come, or maybe it was the time of the fires or whatever, so, you know, anyway, I am pissed off, okay, because I can barely get somewhere to stay. It's that crowded, where it's like crowded in the back and the front, and then this like man on a wheelchair is on the bus, okay? So now here's where, like, as a black woman that's from the South, I don't have a lot of, like, you don't grow up with a lot of, like, white people trust, you know what I'm saying? But the people that I do relate to the most are the people that I shouldn't trust, which are, like, the redneck guys, you know what I'm saying? But, and so there's one of them on the bus, but strangely enough, the redneck guys are the people who I get along with the most because they're the most fucking honest, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm from New Orleans, like, where we understand to stay on your porch and I'm gonna stay on mine, you know? So that's why I do get along. So anyway, so it's a redneck white man on the bus, girl, and we is staring at this fucking wheelchair. We looking at him like this motherfucker gonna get off, and then we about to play musical bus seats for this goddamn 3-seater right here, okay? Because you know wheelchairs be going like one stop, get your ass off the bus, you know what I'm saying? And we looking at him grouchy and shit like, now you know you could have rolled down this street, you know? Girl, so of course me and the white man is just staring at each other, and we staring at the bus, and I see him looking at me, we looking at the bus seat like, oh, we about to get this shit right here. Soon as he get off, we about to get this shit. So then somebody rings the bell, so we him looking like, oh shit, it's about to be a sit-down party on this shit. Girl, do you know another wheelchair got on the bus? And then it was already no room on the place on the bus where to stand, and then now we gotta move back even further, okay? But me and the white man, somehow we have bonded together, you know what I'm saying? We is like, we is not moving from this wheelchair spot right here. Okay, I'm about to sit down on this motherfucker because I'm getting this seat. I got an hour and something to go. I don't care where y'all going at, but I gotta find a way to ride. So anyway, so they push everybody else back. The other wheelchair gets on. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm pissed off now because I'm like, okay, somebody gotta get off this bus. So anyway, so we ride for like 40 minutes, you know what I'm saying? Just staring at each other like, what the fuck is going on over here? Y'all know y'all don't ride this long. So then they finally, one of the wheelchair people ring the bus. They ring the, you know, pull the line or whatever, slap the thing to get off the bus. Okay, so of course me and the white man jump to the rescue like, you need any help? Because we're about to take this seat. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we pull up to the stop. And there are other wheelchairs at the stop to get on the bus. I'm like, wait, must be some type of wheelchair party going on out here. What is going on at this stop? So of course they let this one man off. And I'm like, finally, you know, we about to get this seat, you know, and then I see the other wheelchair man getting off. So I'm like, damn, it must be some type of, you know, wheelchair disco popping off. Both of them getting off at the same time. But no, the other wheelchair man was not getting off. The other wheelchair man got up and walked his wheelchair over to where we were standing at, and to take the more visible seat. You know how it's like that right area that they can sit in. He takes the more visible seat. Okay, so now we over here, you know what I'm saying? So now this other lady, so then, okay, so let the one wheelchair off. Then this other man takes our little space over here, and then we about to jump over here, sit down, and a bitch with a basket is getting on neck. I'm like, guys, I'm gonna fuck one of these wheelchair people up tonight because I need to get my seat. And then, you know, eventually I got home somehow, some way, I don't know. But, you know, that was the end of the story.